I haven't played retail WoW since Wrath of the Lich King. Kind of. I did play about 20 hours of Mists of Pandaria just to try out monk healers, and I kind of remember them being a bit below average, so that's why I have this monk. This is my old druid, made way back when I was just a wee lad. But I'm an old man now, and it's time to turn over a new leaf, and that means a new druid. And I want to make a Coltirian druid, which means I need to go to the embassy first, so let's just do this really quickly. Today is August 25th, tomorrow the War Within officially launches, and I want to use my level 70 character booster on this new druid, so I'm ready for it. Let's just go do this little chat. The UI is a lot different than I remember. It took me about 20 minutes to figure out how to get on my mount, and I needed to add the hotbars in to get settled and get comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and get to work on this, and I knew that this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I had no idea what I was in for. So let's talk about some goals while we knock this out. I want to hit level 80, get some gear, and try out Mythic Dungeons. I've heard it's basically the good stuff that speedrunners rejoice in the world of Mythic Plus runs, and that's exactly what I want. I'm going to give the War Within, and retail WoW as a whole, the fairest shot possible. I may be a classic Andy, but if anything, I have integrity. What? Don't show that get that out of here. I'm full of integrity. I'm the integrityist, okay? So Jaina and her crew sent me on a quest. And frankly, the landscapes here are just beautiful. Props to Blizzard. The game does look absolutely amazing. Without a doubt, they have some of the best artists out there, and it really does show. So let's speedrun this questline, but let me stress, as a returning player who is pretty good at Classic, I did need Wowhead more than a few times, but we'll get there. I also learned you really do need all your buttons to do these quests. At least I did. It's possible I'm just bad, but this was the beginning of that learning journey, so hear me out. I thought that this would be a quick little adventure. I didn't think I'd actually have to pay attention. So don't judge too harshly. Or do. I respond to every comment regardless. I did a lot more questing. Just running around the world doing whatever was asked, and then it happened. My biggest pet peeve. Oh, unskippable cutscene. Blizzard, this is not a movie. It was a good chance for a bio break, and I named the ship Tiffin's Melody because Jaina said I should, just in case you were wondering. After that I turned it in, and I made my druid. Hit the level 70 booster, got really confused why it took so long, but I guess it was just loading, and here we are. Level 70. But the train wreck doesn't stop here. Well, see, Blizzard, you can skip some of them. Why not all of them? So I set up my hotkeys, I opened the free presents that they gave me, which were basically just some potions, thanks, and we went ahead and got with it. We wanted to do the pre-quests, which went great. I wasted a lot of time, not only on this quest, which was for, I think, Mists of Pandaria, but also later on. But let me explain. This quest messed up my mentality. I assumed that there just were going to be times when it would give you things to do that you didn't need to do to get into the action. So I went through this, you can see I did some of it, and then I just stopped doing it. We'll explain why this is a problem. I did find this chart when I was looking for information of what I was doing wrong, so if you know what this is about, let me know. Also, I looked up the stats because when I play WoW, Spirit exists, and it doesn't anymore, and there's a thing called Haste and Mastery, and I didn't know what any of that was, so I looked that up too. But tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is when the War Within officially releases. So I'm going to try to get some rest tonight. I have a Molten Core raid over on Season of Discovery, which, depending on when you watch this, hey, we did really well. We got a sub 1 hour. If you're watching this in the future, nobody cares about Season of Discovery at all. But right now, I don't have the early access, and I don't really want it just yet. So tomorrow, we're going to hit the ground running, and I will see you all then. And we are in it, y'all. We are going. Once again, it looks great. And we start off with a skippable cutscene, which, great job, Blizz. No idea why the ship couldn't have been one, but maybe they just forgot. This little quest, hopping along these little islands, breaking portals, it's great. My problem is, and here's where I started to get off the rails. If you remember that Tauren, there were a couple other times as well it gives you quests that you don't need to do. And once we got to Northrend, I started thinking, I'm on the wrong path. I'm wasting my time when I need to be doing whatever I need to do to get to the new content. And this led to a multiple hour wild goose chase for the end game. I knew that the delves were new, so I knew I just needed to get to this guy and I would be golden. But I ended up getting lost because I was pretty suspicious of the quest log at this point because it had already kind of sent me on some wild goose chases. So I'll just give you a little time lapse of my adventure. I've found the delve. We're officially in the new content. It took a bit, but once I saw a post on Reddit saying that you had to get a new Dalaran first, I felt that I was on the right path, so it went okay. The theme of these delves, at least this first one, is a lot of Nerubians. And yeah, I know, if you watch the cutscenes, listen buddy, show me, don't tell me. This dwarf hops into a cart and we guide him through a bunch of trash mobs, which is great. But it's pretty easy, so that's fine. And we also have to unweb these dwarves, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me tell you, if you had fun with the first part where you have to get the dwarves out of the webs and you have to kill the ads, well, you get to do it again, but this time even more. And I don't really know how strong DPS are, I'm just a healer, so take it with a grain of salt, but it feels pretty good. Like, even as a healer, I do good enough damage that this is totally doable, easily soloable. The dwarf hopped out and gathered up his buddies, and now we're running up a ramp to do, you'll never guess, I promise. Back in another minecart. And to kill more trash. Look, I'm putting on air a little bit, I just think it's kind of funny. Also, there's a redstone, so I'm assuming we're either halfway or near the end at this point. Here comes the first, last, and only boss fight of this little delve here. We'll see how well it goes. I have faith in myself. Right into the treasure room, and I kind of regret not exploring this a bit more, to be honest. But the loop seems fine, some gold and stuff. But it gives an item that lets you give a skill to your delve partner. I'm assuming that you're going to get more partners to do delves with, but this one can go up to rank 4. So this was good content, I kind of enjoyed it, so we'll see how it changes as we level up. Also, we got hero talents. I didn't know which to go with, but this one seems more hybrid, so I went with that. I've heard that's expected of healers in retail, so I've done some questing. It's been fine, nothing to write home about. But there is one thing that I want to write home about, and that is, what is the dungeon experience like? I know nothing about these dungeons, and I have not healed a retail dungeon in over a decade and a half. So let's see how it goes. Well, here we go. First time pugging. And my god, that tank is not playing around. Alright, okay, let's go, I guess. I really hope these guys are cool. I really need to redo my UI. It's a mess for healing, but for now, it'll be fine. This isn't too hard, I hope. Okay, first boss seems not too bad. We've got a little charge here. Leaving stuff on the floor. Don't stand in that, I'm guessing. Yeah. And looks like he has some kind of AoE, maybe dodgeable, maybe not. Not super sure. It looks like it's definitely going to apply. But it's not doing that much damage, so it's okay. Go ahead and hop on this Storm Rook. That's what this Paladin's doing. I think that's a Paladin. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure that's a Paladin. That's a Paladin. And this is going to be a big pool. I'm okay with that. I like big pools. Maybe that wasn't a boss. I don't know. This bird seems to be doing the same thing. Oh, God. These little icons are not working for healing. This is not a good setup. I really need to get this fixed for the next one. I'm assuming this one is a boss. Its name is Kyrios, I think. Seems pretty bossy. But honestly, this is not very tough. I think this dungeon is definitely a good introduction, a reintroduction to the game. A little bit easier than I was expecting, actually. So I'm not super sure. I think okay. I think I just gotta jump down carefully. This is not... I messed up somewhere. I think I messed up. Oh, God, cat form. Okay, we are fine. We're fine. Does Feline Grace still exist? I don't know. Maybe that saved me, or maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. Still seems like the meta is big AoE pulls, which is fine. At least they're trash. I don't really have a problem with that. Okay, this boss has some kind of AoE, and this is what? Some kind of gravity well. I really need to work on just getting the reps in, getting that instinct for retail. My instinct right now is very much for Season of Discovery, not for retail. I think that'll come back naturally pretty quickly, though. This should be the last boss. A few things of note that I'm kind of realizing. One, I need to be using the skill on my Z key a lot more. That does damage when you do heals, so that would be good to use. I also have a lot of skills that are on my control keys and my shift keys that I should be using more. I need to be using F-Flow more. So there are definitely a lot of places that I can improve and be a better healer. Thankfully, this dungeon has been very forgiving. Alright, here is the last boss. Looks like some AoE spell. Nothing too scary. Something interruptible. That's interesting. And this skill, everything is pretty well broadcast. That is something I really appreciate because there are things in Classic that are very vague. Check the loot. And we've got a ring. This one's in our name. It looks like the loot is kind of customized. So not everybody gets something off every boss, but it's tailored to you. So that's also pretty nice. I'll keep this brief. The questing, it feels pretty handholdy, but I'm okay with it. I mean, it's just questing. Everyone uses a mod or an add-on for it anyway. The dungeon, very fun. Delves were pretty fun. It's very different than I'm used to, but I'm going to keep giving it a shot. The next time you see me, I will be level 80, and we will be going into a mythic dungeon and maybe some raids. We'll see what I can work out. But until then, thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them today, and take care.